How's everybody doing today? Sorry, I haven't posted a video in a long time. I've been very busy with work, vacation, and other projects that I'm working on the side. But yeah, so I wanted to make this video because it's winter right now. It's crazy. I've seen all types of weather. I've seen like thunderstorms, blizzards, just icy roads, Wyoming I-80. So I just wanted to make a video about perhaps giving some tips on how to manage the weather for new people. I definitely think if this is your first time going through a winter, or if you're watching this video in the future and you're going into the winter, I think some of the tips will definitely help you. Tip number one, I would say, just you have to constantly be checking the weather during the months of January and February. We're almost in March, and so I think we're still like in the middle of the nastiness. It's been terrible weather. The loads have been kind of bad because just like the snowstorms and stuff like that, delays, and just like a lot of freight is like hard to move around the country, especially like in California, and the West Coast got hit pretty bad recently. So it's been like less loads to take everywhere and stuff like that. So you have to make sure that you have to constantly be checking the weather on the apps. I have so many apps now. You get as many apps as you can that can tell you. I have this one that's called My Radar. I like that one because it's very accurate. I've been following it like very thoroughly because you don't want to get stuck in the middle of a thunderstorm, high winds, or just like blizzards. So make sure you're constantly watching the weather and like forecasting. If it says it's gonna snow, just kind of like imagine the worst case scenario. That sounds terrible, but I think it will definitely help you. And shut down, just shut down if you have to. I think it's important to shut down because then you don't have the risk of getting into an accident or worse. So definitely don't be afraid to shut down if the weather is pretty bad. So yeah, constantly checking the weather. That's the number one. For number two, I would say make sure that you have like a lot of food and water, especially water in your truck, because there's so many cases where you have to shut down, and it's not like a planned shutdown. So you might see that the roads are closing on I-80 or whatever. I have a very good friend of mine. I was talking to him a few days ago, and I'm not gonna say his name for his privacy, and just to keep him out of the privacy, to keep him in privacy. So he was telling me he got stuck in I-80 in Wyoming. It's a very infamous route because there's a lot of blizzards going on, high winds all the time. So they'll just shut down the highway and they'll just tell you to park. So he got stuck in a rest area, and he was there without. He didn't have a lot of food and a lot of water. So he was telling me he was for like 2 3 days in the rest area, and he was just kind of like, it was definitely the experience to be stuck in there without much food. Or he had some food, but it wasn't like, maybe some chips and stuff like that. And I don't think he had much water. So he's definitely, after that, he went to the grocery store and he just bought like a lot of food and stuff like that. So make sure you have plenty of water and plenty of food. So that's for number two. For number three, I would say that you guys have to make sure that you have all your equipment ready. For example, chains and stuff like that, shovels in case that you might get stuck. So you make sure that you guys have all those things there, especially in Colorado. As you know, they have the state law where sometimes it will be snowing really bad and you have to chain up. So you have to make sure that you have them, or they can give you like a huge fine. And also make sure you carry with you some shovels in case you might get like a little bit stuck in the, if you like, for example, try to park on the pavement, try to avoid the dirt, because a lot of the dirt during the winter gets like uh, it just gets bad, and your wheels might get stuck. You might have to like dig out with like a shovel and stuff like that. So yeah, definitely make sure you have your antifreeze too. Your For the windshield wipers too, make sure you have alcohol there. And also, this happened to me too. There was like a blizzard, and it got really really cold. And I'm with Prime right now, so they told us to make we have to make sure that we lock the trailer. And I locked the trailer like normal. And when I got to my receiver, I was trying to open the lock and it just wouldn't open. So I was just like, what the hell is going on? I put the key in and like nothing was working. And what happened was like the thing was like it was like under like 0 degrees, so it was like freezing temperatures. Something must have like frozen inside the lock, and I just couldn't like get it to open. So what I did, I tried many things. I got a Zippo lighter. I got the Zippo lighter here, and then I tried to like I put the fire on the thing, and like it wasn't working. So I tried alcohol. I put alcohol inside, and it wasn't working. So what I did is I have like a little kettlebell here with me. So I heat it up really until it was like really hot. I took the kettlebell and I just dipped the lock inside the kettlebell when it was hot. Somehow that worked, so I was able to unlock the door. So I mean, those are like the things that happen. And for tip number 4, make sure you guys gotta be very careful where you park, especially when it's like blizzard conditions or it's like snowing. Uh, as I said before, make sure that if you guys pull over the shoulders, make sure you're still like on the pavement. Don't hit the ground, because people get stuck and stuff like that. Then you have to get a tow truck to get you out, or chains. That's why I was mentioning the equipment and stuff like that. Um, yeah, the chains, and if you have salt too, to because that happened. I was like in a gas station for a blizzard, so I had to pull over into the gas station, and all the trucks were there. So I was able to find like a parking spot like on the side, and I just shut down for the day, because I know the I-70 was gonna be shut down. That was like in Denver, or what? Where was it? Like in maybe it was in Arizona, on by Flagstaff. Flagstaff area is crazy, guys. That's gonna be my point number 5. But anyway, so we all got stuck there, like all the trucks and trailers, and we just couldn't go anywhere. We were like, because the plow trucks couldn't get in, because there were so many trucks, semi trucks, and trailers everywhere. They could barely get inside. So people were like getting towed out of there, and it was just chaos. But I got my truck. Even though I was still like on the pavement, there was like so much ice that was like hard already. So I started like, I didn't have like a shovel back then, so I started like with like a piece of metal. I started like trying to break the ice, and it was barely working. So one of the plow trucks came, and they had like a bunch of salt. So we just put salt under all the tires, and somehow that worked. So make sure you guys have proper equipment for that. And my last point for number 5, make sure you guys know your routes, where you're going, and perhaps avoid or turn down some loads in some dangerous areas. For example, so far I've seen that Arizona, New Mexico, Colorado, and Wyoming. Those 3 states, I was like battling a lot this winter. I had loads going there and stuff like that. And I think it's fine, for example, if you already know that you're going there, and you'll have enough time to shut down. I mean, even if you don't have time to shut down, you should shut down, because it could be dangerous. Just let know dispatch that you're shutting down because the road conditions are bad. So yeah, make sure you really do your pre-plan. This is my first year. I'm gonna be doing 1 year in April. So for me, it's been a learning experience. I've been doing as much as I can. But obviously, once you hit the road and you see things, you see how the real world works, then it's like a different type of situation, because you might watch YouTube videos or stuff like that, but you'll forget it. That happened to me. I watched YouTube videos and stuff like that, and I was like, oh, you just feel confident and stuff like that, and then you get into some situations where you're like, oh my god, a blizzard, or like, you run out of food because you have to shut down and stuff like that. So I think everybody goes through those type of situations. So yeah, just make sure you pre-plan a lot. Avoid the states. That would be my point number 5. If you don't feel very comfortable driving in the snow and stuff like that, high winds and stuff like that, just avoid the states. Just don't go there, or find routes that will take you there, but it might take you longer. I actually did one route. I had to pick up something in Denver, and instead of going through I-80 on Wyoming, the infamous I-80, which is super dangerous. It's so crazy there. The winds are so high. They shut down constantly, and some people were stuck there recently for like 5 days, 1 week, and I was just like, that's insane. So instead of going through I-80, what I decided to do was to take a longer route. It added more time to my route and stuff like that, but I just let dispatch know that I was gonna go through I-70, which is it's not better, but it was like I felt more comfortable going through there, because at least I wasn't going to experience a lot of high winds, and I was empty. So yeah, make sure you pre-plan, and you kind of like gauge your level of confidence going through certain states and stuff like that. So yeah, those are my 5 points, guys. I hope you guys enjoy them, and I'll be making a video about my 1 year lease. So far I've been with Prime for doing the lease operation for 1 year. I've been with Prime longer, my training and stuff like that, but with this truck, the lease, it's been 1 year. And so yeah, I'll definitely be making a video. So far it's been a great year. I think it's been a good year. I've been following the rules as much as I can, and just being as efficient and organized. So I'll be making a video about that, so you guys can check it out. And yeah, that's it for the video, guys. I hope you guys enjoyed it, and good luck on the road. Bye bye.